Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Ken, also known as MrKenDenis. So in today's video we are going to be talking about my year-ender favourites. Okay, so this is probably going to be the last video I upload in 2019, and I have to say, and I'm pretty sure everyone says that like the year has flown by, and literally I've been so busy, so many things has happened this year, and like a lot of good and bad stuff, but mostly good, so I'm really happy about that. And it's just all been a blur. But in today's video we're really just going to be talking about beauty products, what I think are some of the best things I have discovered or rediscovered or used the most in 2019. So yeah, if you guys are interested in knowing that, definitely keep on watching. Now, as you guys know, I wear coloured contact lenses a lot, and I think I feel like I should start there. This year I have been very lucky to try out so many different lenses from different brands, but I have to say my number one pick, or actually let's do three choices because I'm feeling a bit greedy. My three choices for best lenses are Hijiko Ipanema. Love that shade. The gemstone shades Saphira and Jade. I love them. I'm not wearing them at the moment. I've just filmed another video, like a different pair of lenses in my eyes at the moment. These are good too, but those are like creme de la creme. Okay, now we're going to move on to eyeshadow. I have been very lucky this year. I've gotten to try out so many different palettes, and when I was thinking about it, it was really hard to think about which palettes that really called out to me. I know I've used the James Charles Morphe palette a lot in my makeup tutorials on Instagram, but I don't know, it's just it's fun to play with, but it's not the best for me. What I have decided to pick out for like my top picks are these ones. So this one is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Norvina Pro palette. This one's the volume 1, I believe. I got this in Hong Kong. I don't think it was released in Australia yet, and I was in Hong Kong. I grabbed this from the duty free store, and I do not regret buying this. This is like so good. Like I really love how pigmented the shadows are, and I feel like I can come up with so many looks with this particular eyeshadow palette. And Anastasia's, like, their shadows are just really good. So if you guys can grab this, definitely check this out. It's so good. Another Anastasia palette that I picked up while I was also in Hong Kong is the Jackie Aina palette. Yeah, I think it's just called the Jackie Aina palette. And I love Jackie. I love her. And as soon as I found out that she was going to have this collab, I was like, yep, that's definitely going on the list. I really want that. I just love the colour selection. I don't admittedly use this palette that often, but I really like it. My go-to shades are Credit, Gingerly, and what is that shade? Lituation. Yeah, Lituation. Like, these three are like my go-to in this particular palette. I have dabbled with the other shades. I'm sorry if you guys can hear something with... I live in an area where planes fly above us all the time. But yeah, I really like these. I really like the colour selection in this palette. And last for eyeshadow palettes is this palette from Morphe. This one is the 39S Such a Gem eyeshadow palette. Now this is the one with all the purples. I just love that colour selection. I love purples. I feel like purples are the colours that I've really just used a lot in 2019, and this wasn't particularly the palette that I used throughout the whole time, because I think this was like later on in 2019 that I got it, but still I really like the colour selection. I really like the variety of purple as well, and yeah, it's good value for money. I didn't buy this, it was sent to me in PR, but still, it's like really good. Alright, now let's move on to base products. And you guys know I love my MAC orange corrector and my LA Girl Pro orange corrector, but this is another orange corrector that has really wowed me, and I'm really happy that I got to try this. I actually got to try this because I was part of the Maybelline Makeup Loft, and I'm so incredibly happy and incredibly lucky that I got to be a part of that. It's insane. Like I said, this year has been quite insane. Yeah, so I did get to try this out because of that, and I love it. It's a really, really good product. I'm obsessed with the formula, and dare I say I do prefer this over the previous two I've just mentioned. And it's a really affordable and really accessible product. So if you are a person that has like shadowing around the mouth, whether it be because of hormones or facial hair, and you want to color correct that, definitely check this one out. It works like a dream. Just make sure you set that with a powder first, of course. Alright, the next product I want to show you guys isn't actually here. I cannot for the life of me find it. It's Nakia Joy's, or Nakia Joy Cosmetics Velvet Powder. It works like a charm. It works amazingly. It smells like cocoa and I love it. I love it for baking underneath the eyes. These days I'm very particular about the setting powders that I use underneath my eyes for baking with a beauty sponge. And Nakia's works really well, no creasing, and it works like a dream. Sorry Nakia, I can't find it. It's somewhere in this room. It's a mess at the moment. Okay, blush this year. I feel like I've only really stuck to 2 blushes. I've got heaps of blushes, but I've only really stuck to these 2 throughout the year. MAC's Peaches and MAC's Dolly Mix. Like, these are the 2 shades that I tend to go for, like either really pink or like a peachy shade. So these are the 2 shades that I've been really using the most this year. Okay, again, these products I discovered because of being part of the Makeup Loft. These are the Maybelline Loose Finishing Powders. These are from the Fit Me range. I'm blown away with these. I love finishing powders. They just have this really nice filter, like skin softening effect, and it's incredible. I've got 2 shades here. I've got 10 and 20. I use 10 underneath the eyes for like a brightening baking effect, and then I use 20 to set the rest of my face. I tend to use these when I'm going to an event and I know I'm going to have my photograph taken quite often, and like videos as well, because I know these things just bounce like no other. Like, even in person it looks so good, not just on camera. Yeah, if you guys are big fans of finishing powders and you guys want like a cheap alternative, definitely check these out. These are so good. I don't think the colour selection in Australia is the best, but if you can find one in your shade range, definitely try this out. It looks amazing. Okay, bronzers. Now, I have been able to try out different bronzers that have met my pretty high criteria. I'm very fussy with my bronzers. I tend to go for like orangey bronzers that aren't too red, that aren't too cool. Like, it's very particular. I do really like this orangey tone. This one is from Rimmel London. I've had this for probably 2 years now, 2-3 years. The thing's already broken, but I haven't even hit pan on this. This one is the Good to Glow bronzer. This one is in number 2 Amber. It looks really nice on the skin. It's very, I think it looks quite orangey, to be completely honest, but on my skin, like I've got it mostly on my forehead, it looks really nice, and it's like one of my favourite bronzers to use. But this year I did try and challenge myself to try out different bronzers, because I mean, this is what I do. I have to try out products, right? So I decided to try out this one from Fenty. This one is an Bayesian Girl. I think that's how you pronounce it. Like, that's Bayesian. So I'm Bayesian Girl. I really like this bronzer. I really like it. It's a very similar tone to the Good to Glow one, but it's just a little bit deeper. And I do find that this bronzer is a little bit sheerer compared to the Rimmel one, which isn't a bad thing, because sometimes you want to layer your bronzers slowly as opposed to just have like this whack of like bronzer and then you have to like try and blend it out profusely with like your normal face powder, whereas with this you can just slowly add and add. And I don't feel like you waste a lot of product by doing that, because I don't think you pick up a lot of product each time you dip your brush in there. So I really like that, and also the packaging. I like the packaging. The next one is the Maybelline City Bronzer. Now this one is in a Deep Cool 300. Now again, I don't really tend to go for cool bronzers, but this year this bronzer has actually surprised me. Now this bronzer is definitely a cool tone bronzer, but it's not like grey, if that makes sense. It's still a nice bronzing colour. I can still use this as a bronzer, and I have used this as a bronzer. And when I don't really want to go for a nice warm orangey kind of glow to the skin, this is the one I go for, and it looks amazing on the skin. I wouldn't necessarily use this for contouring though on my particular shade on my particular skin tone, but I'm pretty sure you can use this as a contour depending on your skin tone. I haven't really dabbled that much with highlighters this year. Like, I've been sent a couple of highlighters here and there, but these are the only ones I've really kind of like stuck to because I feel like they're really good. I mean, I still love my Anastasia Glow Kit, like the Nicole Guerrero one, don't get me wrong, love that. But these are the three that I find that I have used the most in 2019. So the first one I would like to talk about is the Luna Beauty, so Manny MUA's brand. This one is the Moon Prism Powder in Venus. I'm not a huge fan of the packaging, I have to admit. Like, I feel like it kind of looks like a tacky Japanese makeup brand, like the cheap Japanese makeup brand packaging, but it's cute. I get where he's going with this packaging. But the highlighter itself is just amazing. I really like it. And it's really easy to get carried away with this because it is just really nice and glowy, and you just keep adding and adding until you get that strip on your cheekbones. I've done that a couple of times. The next one is the Maybelline Master Chrome Metallic Highlighter, and this one is in Molten Rose Gold. I'm a big fan of the normal gold one, but I have been using the Molten Rose Gold one more, just because it's so pretty, and it doesn't actually look like this on the skin. It has like a slight shift of rosy hints to it, and now that I've got this kind of particular hair color, it just goes really well with that. But yeah, even when I had my blue hair and my blonde hair, this was like still a highlighter that I gravitated towards a lot. The next one is the Hyper Real Glow palette. Now, when I first got this, I wasn't 100% sold on it because it was slightly soft until I started playing around with different brushes. So when I started playing around with brushes like this one is the Morphe M510, or something like the Mecha Max Highlight Hitter brush, something like this, something like that kind of buffs things. I started to notice the difference, and I started to fall in love with these. And these are different shades. I don't know if you guys can tell on camera, but they all kind of look very similar on the skin. So what I do is I just kind of like run my brush all three of them and then just add it on. But yeah, this is a really nice one. This one, by the way, is in Shimmy Peach, if you guys are wondering. Okay, so we're almost done. Let's move on to foundations. I do have a bit of a selection, I have to admit. So I rediscovered my love for the All Nighter foundation by Urban Decay. I really liked it when I first tried it, but then I kind of like put it in the back of my drawer just because I really liked it and I didn't want to use it up. Yeah, I know. So I forgot about it. So I started using it again this year, and I have to say I really like it. It's nice full coverage. Yeah, I'd have to say it's like medium full coverage, and this lasts really well. I have worn this to a couple of events, like flying to Sydney and then flying back to Melbourne on the same day, and my makeup still looks really good using this foundation. So considering how many hours I spend in Sydney and how much warmer it is there, and you know, coming back and my makeup to still look intact and look really nice is really impressive. So this is definitely one of my holy grail foundations for the year. Next foundation is the Australis Fresh and Flawless foundation. Now, I was a part of the campaign for this, and I'm not just including it because I was part of that campaign. I genuinely really like this. So the story behind how I got into the campaign, sorry, a little bit of a side note, is I got approached by the PR company to try out two foundations. It was a blind test. So one was a brand that was coming out with a new foundation. It turned out to be this one from Australis. So I did a blind test and I chose this one, unknowingly that it was Australis, as the better foundation. They were so happy, and they invited me to be a part of the campaign. I remember I was like really sick for the campaign. Like, if you guys would like to watch that vlog, I've got it somewhere on the screen, down in the description box down below. But yeah, I really like this foundation. I also like the fact that they have 30 colours to this foundation. This is a nice full coverage foundation, and don't be fooled by the price tag and just like how liquidy it is. It is quite full coverage, I have to say. You have to add a little bit, like layer it up before you get full coverage, but it gets there and it looks really nice. And from memory, this smells like banana. Yeah, it's like a slight banana scent. I haven't used this in a while, but this is a really good foundation as well. Next one is the Marc Jacobs Remarkable Foundation. Now, I have had this before, but in a much darker shade, so I couldn't really give my full opinion on it. But this one is my winter shade. I can't wear it at the moment, but this is my winter shade. It looks so good. I love how full coverage it is. Like, this is like the definition of full coverage in a foundation, I have to say. Like, a small amount, full coverage, bam. It's good. Next foundation is the Kat Von D True Portrait Liquid to Powder Foundation. I'm using the shade Medium 42. I really like the packaging. I just wish it wasn't white, just because it gets so messy. Again, this is one of those like medium buildable foundations, but honestly, I feel like it's almost full coverage when I apply the foundation. Like, I apply a lot of layers. And it's so good. I actually prefer this over the original Lock-It foundation. I feel like the original Lock-It foundation can be a little bit dry if you don't prep your skin right. Whereas with this one, even if I don't prep my skin right, when I say that, like a lot of moisturizers or like serums underneath, it still looks good. So I really like that, and it does dry down to a powdery finish, so you don't have to set it with a powder. Next is, sorry, I didn't clean this before. This one is the Beauty Blender Bounce Foundation. I am obsessed with this foundation. This is my winter shade 3.50, and I wish I could wear it now, but it's just way too light. But this is so good. It's a really nice foundation. I know there's been a lot of controversy with this foundation, but I enjoy it. Like, if you can find a shade that works for you, it's actually a really nice formula, and applying it with the Beauty Blender, it works really well. Finally, setting sprays. I've got two. I've got the All Nighter setting spray from Urban Decay. This is just like my fail-safe one when I need to wear my makeup all day or I need it to last a very long time. This and the All Nighter foundation, best combo ever. Like, it's so good. And when I'm going for a dewy look, this one is the Beauty Blender Redew setting spray. This, look, some people love it, some people hate it. I personally love it because I really like how it can really make my makeup look very dewy, and sometimes I really want a very dewy look, and this is definitely the one. I wouldn't say it's a good one for like longevity, just saying, because I do feel like it does add things to the foundation that could potentially break it apart faster on your skin. But you know, as something that you'd wear just to maybe like a 4-hour thing, I think it looks good. At least if you wear a lot of makeup. That's from my experience, at least. But yeah, there you guys go. Those are my year-end favorites 2019. Hopefully you guys are having a fabulous new year, or are about to have a fabulous new year. And yeah, definitely let me know what you guys would like to see more in 2020. Yeah, don't forget to check out my Instagram if you guys would like to see more of me, some of the behind the scenes and stuff like that. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye!